Hi everyone, this is Anil Kumar. In the last video that we have seen is the basic configuration of the Spring JDBC. We have added the dependencies in the pom.xml and we have created a Spring JDBC XML and the data source has been injected to the login DAO. So let me write the insert code using the Spring JDBC. So in the JDBC, using the Spring JDBC, we have a method called JDBC. If you take that particular object JDBC dot and click any method, it would provide an update method. Here in the Spring JDBC, both update and insert would take the same method. So in the Spring JDBC update, we have so many methods that are available. One of the method it would ask you is and the fourth method I am trying to take it. It expects an SQL and as well as an object arguments. So I will choose that one. Um, so I will provide an SQL. Let me write an SQL that is an insert SQL. String insert SQL. The insert SQL that we have written earlier is if I open the console, it is very much similar to the same insert SQL that we have written to insert the values. What is our table name? App user. So insert app underscore user values, but values here we will dynamically provide using the object arguments. So I am just giving those things as a dynamic parameters and I will supply through arguments. So arguments would be something called, if you click on here, it would accepts a variable called args. So I will create an args argument here, object array. It is an object array which would take the values before actually the arguments, whatever we pass. Generally, what is the values that we need to pass? uh, the values would be something called app user dot id and app user dot name. Those things are need to be passed, but we haven't created the object yet, right? So the object that we are going to create here is uh, it is similar reference as app user. Let me create that pojo. We need to create a pojo, create a class called app user uh, and this app user, what this app user pojo will have only two attributes, like one is int id and another one is the string name. So these are the two things that we need to map to the database in order to Spring JDBC to insert the data into the database. Let me go to the source, generate getters and setters, and do we need constructor as well, right? Is there any constructor option? I don't think. Okay, that's fine. We will create these setters and getters, and also we will try to generate a constructor. So what is the constructor? Default constructor, uh, it will take int id and string name, and it would just set these values here. So this dot name, I think we have used the name, the parameter is the name only, right? If I am not mistaken. Yeah, id and name, that's fine, I think so. Otherwise what will happen is it will not able to identify those particular fields correctly. So app arguments, mm, in the app arguments, I will see the object as let me create that object. So I need to create the app user also. App user equal to new app user, uh, because that user context should be available. I need to import that app user as well. Okay. I think I need to provide a default or default constructor as well. So app user, uh, that is the default constructor. So user dot id and as well as user dot name. These two things I need to provide to the uh, to the uh, to the update statement, right? So object args, it would take it is like a string array. Okay, it is a kind of string arg array. Okay, arg array. It would take user id and username, similar to new object array. It is a type of new object. So that's it. I think. Oh, I think it is not an SQL. It is an insert SQL. What I'm providing here. So what I have done is, yeah, I have created a insert. I think it is returning some kind of integer, boolean value. Probably it will print like 1 or 0. Um, how to test this particular insert data in our app data? Uh, I think we have already queried the insert data, and we need to supply those particular arguments, right? Dow dot and in login DAO. I think we will create this app user. I think it will take user object, app user object, and this user we will supply from the client. Okay, so we'll go to app main method, app user equal to new app user of, I think we have already one two rows that are being present. I will try to insert the third row, that is 103 comma java tech 103. Okay, I'm supplying those arguments from the client, from the main method. Why it is giving error? If you go to app user, I think it is expecting a string. It is not. Single quote is for SQL, double quote is for string. So user, I need to supply the user actually. So if I supply the user, this this method gets invoked on login DAO. This method gets invoked that user values would be set dynamically, user ID and username for 103 and 104. Sorry, 103 and Java Tech 103. Those things to be printed here. So let me run this application. Can we check whether that 103 is existing or not before running the application? Let me select star from app underscore user. There is only two records. Please observe carefully. There are only two records, and let me run this application. whether it can able to. So we have written using the Spring JDBC template. If I run this application, boom, there is an error. So no data source specified. So why it is giving the error means we haven't specified any data source over here. Why it is coming? You go to insert app user, uh, insert SQL JDBC update, and dynamically we have provided both user ID and password, sorry, user ID and username, and insert SQL. I think ideally it should run, but why? I think we have provided a data source, right? So data source Spring login DAO, it should be able to identify base package. We have component scan, we have done it, and bean ID. Oh, I think we are not reading from this XML. Yeah, there is an another. I think we need to read the configuration file, right? So in order to read the, we have created a new login DAO. So let me write. We need to have an application context in the place. How to read that? I think we have already seen those things. New class path application context. I need to supply the Spring uh, Spring hyphen JDBC dot XML to read the configuration whatever we have declared from uh, that configuration file. Let me import that. So I think we need to comment this. We should not. Yeah. DAO dot. Sorry. Context dot get bean. That is the login DAO that we need to take the context. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Login DAO. So ideally it should work. I think there is a typecast is needed. That's fine. Once you typecast it, let me rerun the application now. Again an error came. So class path resource cannot be opened because it does not exist. Parsing XML document from class path resource Spring JDBC XML. I think it is not able to recognize the resource Spring JDBC XML. Probably I need to place it in a proper place. I think it should be something where it should be co-located. Let me pull this out to some other place. Okay, let me copy this. Let me paste it over here and let me refresh it. So let me rerun this application. No, I think it is not. Still, it is not able to recognize the path for Spring JDBC. I think the mistake that we have done is the Spring resources folder should be created as parallel to the Java folder. So now in the SRC main Java, we have Java and resources folder. If you go to app.java, we have read the Spring JDBC, and as well as in the login DAO, we need to supply the data source to the JDBC template in order to run this application. So, and this is the insert statement. So we have got the bean from the Spring context.xml, and we got the context. We had the DAO, and we supplied runtime arguments with the app user data, to the insert statement. So we have invoked the user and we have commented the normal JDBC code. Let me run this application. So I think if I run this application, the output is came 1, and it is able to insert the 103 on Java tech. Let me see whether it can able to insert the whether we can able to see the data or not. Select star from app underscore user. Yeah, now we are able to see the data over here. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this particular video, please click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel for further videos. Thank you.